Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Live picture in picture. All right, let's get this up here. Oh, we're not even recording yet. What's going on here? 18 minutes? What the hell is that? Oh, okay. All right, all right. All right, folks. Let me sit y'all in the background for a minute. Y'all can watch the screen. Because it's about to get, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Good day, Facebook. Good day, everybody. I'm going to create this poll real quick. Question. Alright, we're going to ask the folks, will they drill a hole in their head for money? Let me spell that right, first of all. For money. Options. Yes. And the other ones, no. Obviously. Alright. Save. Activate that. So we can activate this. Activate the poll. Alright, there we go. We got that up. We got you up. Got 2 minutes. Let's see if we get some viewers in here real quick. Matter of fact, we don't even need now. We're just gonna rock this video like this. Because you've been getting hit with what you call it? I'm gonna minimize this for a minute. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, I didn't mean to do that. We're going to take a trip down Crazy Street. We're going to take a trip down Crazy Street. Now, I don't know why my screen is not being shared right now. We're going to take a trip down Crazy Street. This video is called Rituals and Blood Sacrifice for a Reason. Alright. Okay, I see my video. I see my screen right there. Alright, we cool. We cool. Alright, I'm going to shoot that like that. Alright. And we're going to use this scene here. Bring that back up. And put that there. Homunculus. Let's see what that says.
Homunculus.
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 Hear that?
Homunculus.
Homunculus is a representation of a small human being, popularized in 16th century alchemy and 19th century fiction. It has historically referred to the creation of a miniature, fully formed human. Miniature, fully formed human. The concept has roots in pre-formatationism, as well as earlier folklore and alchemic traditions. Alchemy, right? The term is also used for an image of a person with the size of the body parts distorted to represent how much an area of cerebral cortex of the brain is devoted to it. For example, the legs are small, but the mouth and hands are large. For example, the black woman has big booty, big breasts, big lips. So-called black man has big hands, big feet, and big testicles, and so the pale skin has used surgeries to do the same thing for themselves. All right. So we're going to find out what is this homo. Fuck that.
Homunculus.
Homunculus. What is that? What is that homunculus? So first we had to go in and to find out what's up with this homunculus. Definition. 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 University of Washington. Okay, so it actually has to do something with the brain. So, if the woman and the man is being attacked by Satan, first the mind of the woman and the mind of the man has to be taken away and reprogrammed. Alright, it has to be reprogrammed. So, for this homunculus was originally an artistic rendering of a semi-mythical legendary type of small human beings. So, what's that little voice in your head, family? What's this little voice in your head that tells you killer? What's that little voice in your head that tells you kill him? What's that little voice in your head that say let's go rob and rape? Let's go have a baby with somebody we don't want? Who's that little man? Who's that little voice? Alright, y'all see that? Right there. Alright. So let's get into details what this thing is. This creature was hypnotized by Daniel Clement Dennett and his Cartesian theater concept to exist in our heads, and that they facilitate the different aspects of our behaviors, i.e. black and African American. It's been facilitated and what? In different aspects of what their behaviors, i.e. it's okay to be a male and not a man. It's okay to be a female and not a woman. But it's popularized in 16th century by alchemists and then again by 19th century fiction writers. These were reputed to be tiny but perfectly formed human beings, unlike the dwarfs and trolls of legends and fairy tales. And modern usage within the field of psychology and other scientific disciplines, the homunculus functions as a memory tool that illustrates and describes humans and their emotions as they relate to simultaneity and motor cortices. They are generally portrayed as figures that are superimposed or illustrations of the brain. What brings me to this here. Where is that at? Where is that at? I'll get to that. So now, we have that issue. Alright, close them out. Oh, look at this. Now we're going to go to this video. Alright, right here. Alright. Now what made her them make this right here? What are they saying? Pause it and show you something. He's in the car. She's in the car. Let's get ready to stop it. Right there. Let's blow this up. Homo Oculus. What does her having a little man or a little demon possession? Alright? Home Unculus. We know what that means, right? A little man in the brain doing something to the woman and the man
I have a couple of
of
questions.
God. Yeah, come on. Please do.
I'm at work, so I'm gonna just drop in when I do have questions.
Okay,
So
it's cool.
basically, what you're saying is a homunculus is it like a demon?
Yup.
Basically.
Yup.
Okay.
And you
All right.
matter of fact, we're going to show the whole thing from the first black man on the planet called Babylon
Okay.
till now. See, because here's the problem. The black man and the black woman don't realize that they're the ones that war with God first, and why the pale skin and these dogs are in power. That's the issue.
Okay.
See, no black scholar want to say, hey, you know what? Since we the black civilization and the black everything, we the first ones of everything that we promote, right? We're
Right.
always
Right.
black pride. We the first to do everything, right? Well,
Right.
here's the 411. Black man and black woman. You're the first one to wage war on God. They don't want to talk about that. So until the black man and the black woman start warring with God and become the original man and woman of the planet, this is going to always happen. So you want to get you some popcorn and get your spirit
I
right.
got you. I'm gonna stay tuned in.
Okay.
I might be dropping out because I'm at work, but I got you. I'm here.
That's cool. Hey,
If I
bro.
got questions, I want to stop in.
Please do. Please do. Thank you, Uranus.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your smile.
course.
Yep. So, now, let's go into this video because this girl who they gave props to, the young girl, and Monet or some shit, and she's talking about this is pop culture. Janet Jackson is the epitome of the young black girl movement, but people don't understand that Janet Jackson got pregnant through test tube. God hate that. Janet Jackson got pregnant by a test tube without a man. Unnatural. Fuck Janet. Now, not only did she do that, her dude, here's the watch the it was on BET, I think. Janet Jackson spoke her truth, right, but didn't tell the whole truth, so help her God. One, she didn't tell about how the Arab bought her contract out so she can have a test tube baby and got kicked out of Dobby. Now she's back in America. The same thing they doing to Mary J. Blige. The same thing they did to what's her face from New York? Jenny from the Block, Jennifer Lopez. The same thing they did when what's her name turned gay and ended up messing with Swiss Beats. These are all homo-uncleous rituals. Now you're noticing now, everybody's trying to put the third eye on her eye. Everybody's trying to talk about the pineal gland and all this brain activity. What's coming next? Remember who told you, Facebook and you guys? Remember who told you? People are going to start drilling their foreheads to let the fluids out to get that skull open, to get that open thought when you was a baby. But there's a consequence with that. And there's a movie called Homo Uncleus, made in Japan. I downloaded it, and I believe I have it. I'm going to try to shoot it to you guys so y'all can watch the movie. It's on YouTube, Homo Uncleus, a movie made in Japan. It's a full movie. You got to watch it. This shit's crazy. So now I'm going to try to find an excerpt in here without getting kicked off again. Alright. Now, here we go. Minute, 1 second of this video. Alright, I'm going to show you something. Right now, she's in the middle of the eye. Alright? She's pregnant. Let me put that back on here for you. I'm going to show it real fast for you guys. She's pregnant with a little homunculus in there, a little demon. And if you get a little closer, let me see. Let me see if I get a little closer. This is what got me kicked off the thing. I'm going to do it real quick, and you have to get off there. That demon is right there. I'm going to take that off of there for you guys. So I'm going to kick it off again. They didn't want me to show that. The demon, matter of fact, let me get this. Let me get that footage. Let me get that footage so y'all think I ain't bullshitting. Janet Jackson, Rolling Stone cover. Alright, now, Janet has the exact same motherfucking pose. And this was in 1993. Hold up, where'd it go? What happened? What'd they do? Here we go. Look, real quick, so they don't cut my shit off. Alright? Janet has that exact same pose. Alright? What's the odds of Janet? Hold on. Hold on, no, we don't want that. We get that pose. Where's that YouTube thing at? Here it go. Here we go. Matter of fact, Window Shift S. Window Shift S. Got it too, folks. Yup, we got it. Oh, what happened? Okay, we got it. Let me see it though. Alright, snippet, snip sketch. Where is able to get it? Alright, what's this? Share. Save. So, the funny thing about this story with Janet Jackson, alright, with Janet Jackson is she homo, let's see, homo, uncleus, homo, home, unculus, and Janet. Alright, so we got that. I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna shoot it to y'all. See if they let me shoot it to. Something went wrong. Okay. Let's try it again. Share. See if they let me share with. I'm gonna put y'all back on, but I can't Tag is not gonna let me show y'all this footage. So I had to shoot this real quick before I lose it. So I can grab it somewhere else. Let's see what happened here. Oh, they won't let me post it. That's cool. We got that. So, we get that. Minimize. Take Janet out of there. So we made our point. Alright. And what the crazy part is, oh shit, you got another one. Who's this? Alright. Now we got another picture Control, boom, S. Matter of fact, let me stop that. Let's try this. Matter of fact, something even better just came. Something even better just happened. Something even better just happened. I got 3 pictures to confirm this ritual. And I can't show you guys on we'll rock it from here to here. Save the snippet. There you go. Screenshot. Yeah, JMP. Okay, that's right. We don't want no GIF. Alright. Rituals. And Little Man. Rituals and Little Man. We'll do that. Now I'm gonna spin this real quick for you guys. Well, look at my other shit together. Get this for some other folks too. We got Facebook, boom. I guess we might be able to get Twitter in here for the radio piece. This is about. It's 26%. Let me plug this back real quick. One, two. Check my check. Alright, that's up there. We got that. Alright, real quick. Boom. See that? See the 3? Same shit. Demons. And the anthem is called pop culture. New age religion. Alright, so we're gonna get out of that. I'll shoot that to certain folks. Alright. Good day, Twitter. This is Blood Rituals and Test Tube Babies. And what I have on the screen is 3 women. Janet Jackson. I don't know, there's one lady. And the other one's called Sev Deliza. And the common thing between these 3 females, not women, 3 females, is they have a hidden man or a hidden thing holding on to their breast. Alright, the commonality between these 3 is the guy who's holding Janet's breast had her on painkillers. The same thing with this woman who's ever holding her breast, even though that's some whatever that is, painkillers. And here, Savdaliza is popping painkillers as well. So there's something with whatever's behind that woman, that female, and painkillers, and having one of your breasts exposed. Because remember, when Justin Timberlake took Janet Jackson's breast out at the Super Bowl, her whole shit went down, and that was not a coincidence. Why we say that? Because Janet Jackson's husband at the time, or boyfriend at the time, his name was Renee, and he made sure that over time, as she was getting older, that she would expose her body. And because she didn't go all the way with exposing her body, they ostracized her ass and kicked her ass out. Because everybody knows you can't get on Rolling Stone cover or BET red carpet or any of these things without selling your soul. Alright, so we know that. I don't even know if this is on or not. Hold on. It is on. Why ain't my camera on? Alright. Let's get back to the shit. Alright. So this homunculus has something to do with the brain, alchemy. Let me turn this back. The brain and alchemy. Anybody more than glad to chime in on Facebook? I wish I could get somebody to get y'all guys in. Alright, so homunculus. Now, icing is gonna come up. Before I get to that part, let's fast forward this. Alright. Now what I want to show you is she's beaten. They beat her. Janet got beat. Other folks have been getting beat. Women been getting beat. Rihanna, Beyonce. And there's a reason why they got Beyonce is the queen bee. And we have the bee goddess coming up in a minute. We have a reason why Jesus is playing Jesus and rewriting the Bible to the black people, to the black man and to the black woman, because this is the degradation in front of God of abusing his people, and his people are agreeing with it. Alright? So now in this video section, she's beat. So you notice this people, like the movie Damien, you notice every pregnancy movie where the demon is there, you have these people in a black shirt coming to kill that baby and or that mother. Hope we turn this down soon. Alright, here we go. Now you notice she takes cyanide, which is a typical woman thing to do when she's given up and she's in a lot of pain. That's a typical woman thing to do. Fuck it, I'm done. But now she transforms into a female. Alright, she transforms into a female because this is what happens. No woman does this. But here is the little man syndrome. Here's the spirit that's in her that causes this. Hold up. If we speed it up, I want to speed it up. Alright, you see the Beyonce outfit right there? You see the Beyonce metal gear? Because when Beyonce did her Super Bowl thing, she had an X with bullets with the exact same armor on. And that armor with the metal legs represents Babylon. Because it says the feet of clay, legs of bronze, and the rest of the legs is what? Iron. Okay? So her legs is of iron right now. And she's having what? A homunculus, meaning what? a human being for which a fetus was formerly believed to develop. Because remember, the beginning of the video was called homunculus. What is that little demon in her stomach? What is that? So watch the cloak. Watch the cloak. Turns around with the cloak. Alright, you see the cloak right there? Alright. Now, the government comes and get her. Why? Why did the government come get her? Here's the answer. Figure it out. This is going to be crazy. And then we're going to flip on to something else, and we're going to take you into the whole meaning. But we had to get you the foundation of how the black man and the black woman is being reprogrammed. How they're being reprogrammed. And here's the footage. Let's get it. See the helicopter? They got a little man right there. Here's the demon right there. That's the demon right there. Y'all can't see it, Twitter. You know what I mean? Y'all can't see it. I'm sorry that you can't. Let me put this back in. Again, I almost lost my juice over there. There we go. To you Twitter fans, y'all can't see it. But you other folks, you can see it. Homunculus. The little man, the little demon that's in Janet's baby right now. Her little boy with no dad. This baby with no dad. But who is the father of these babies? We're going to find that out pretty soon. We minimize that. I just want to show you the point of it. I just want to show you the point. Now check this out. You see the eye when they were looking up. Her transformation. See, this is the alchemist in it. In this homunculus, this new ritual, they need alchemy. They need language. They need, for the so-called black man and black woman, to change their frequency, to change their God particle that's in them that will allow them this transformation, i.e. called transgenics. And we showed you that in the last video. I believe we showed that in the last video. I'm not sure. Transgenics. Let me fix this up real quick. Transgenics. I'm gonna get the other crew in here in case something happened. I have it recorded. We ain't done. We still on it. Oh shit! I don't know what just happened. No, we ain't gonna even do that. We just gonna rock with it. I don't know. Let me try this again. Add detail. All right, let's get it. Boom. All right, we get them in the thing. Get them part of schnizzle. I don't know if they part of the schnizzle, but all right. Let's get this on. So now we know we got we see the homunculus. Let's see what this shit say.
Homunculus.
Homunculus.
Homunculus. Homunculus.
Homunculus. Okay, we know what that is now. Alright, this is a homunculus. This is a supposed microscopic but fully formed human being for which a fetus was formerly believed to develop. That's what her stomach right now. And they came to kill it. Why? Because they don't want that thing coming to the earth. Where did this homunculus come from? Let's show you. Hold up. Uh-oh. Hold up. You see the transgenetics? Here's the transformation from man to male, or from woman to female. And watch the observation how the computer, the demon, is going to mesh with the homunculus in a form of alchemy. And you notice the titties, they was covered up, has what? Evil eyes with the ribs, this, that, and the third. Alright? So this is all about humanoids, or humans. Man and woman is not a human. They're just man and woman. They're not a species. But check it out. And you heard her words. Oh my God. Da 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 da. So, this is a chant to their biometric God. I showed y'all some videos before about this biometric God that was showed in the 60s. I might be able to bring that back up. Now she's pregnant. She's supposed to be dead. When we see the marks. So, by nature, the chains on her ankle is she's chained as a woman, being transformed into a female. And watch what the female starts doing, what every other female does. Watch. Check this out. Mind blowing. And we're in that with this. See, she loses her mind. The woman's losing her mind. We'll leave that at that. So now, the woman has been transformed into a female with a homunculus in her stomach, dancing while tied up. That's the black woman all day. That's the black man all day. Even in bondage, even hating God, you find some way to dance. But since you're possessed with this little baby that's already grown, let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Oh, get out of that. Get out of that. And that's the end of the thing. So, if you see this, She's in bed with her clone. She's in bed with her clone. How many people are in bed with your clone? How many of you even know that that's even the right person? How you even know that person's not even dead already? You don't. Because they can make it seem like that's you. They can make it seem like that's what it is. They have that skill. But now, I'm going to hit you back up with this one. We already seen it before, but it's pertinent to where we're going with this. Back to history. Open this up one more time. So we got that. Where is... Okay, here we go. Now, let's hit this video up. Stop this here. Hit this one up. What the hell just happened? I don't know what just happened, man. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Stop that there. Human. A human baby fetus. Alright. Human baby fetus is in her stomach. But she's not pregnant in this video. Well, what happened to the baby? When the elite came and got her in their helicopters, what happened to the baby? So listen to these lyrics. We mentioned the last time, right? When we first found this video. This guy was called the Dajjal. Shit. There we go. My fault, folks. I'm trying to get y'all in. All right, here we go. There you go. Look, that's just a little better. All right. Right here, where is my... Well, let me get a pointer. Let me find my pointer thing. I ain't gonna fuck with it now. Okay, now this guy. He has one eye. He's the Dajjal. Alright? He could even be the father. But nonetheless, he is Persian, Iranian descent. Alright? Now remember the last video. Okay, the last video... Seldaliza leaves pregnant. And alright. She walks away, she's pregnant. And she has her cape on. Now, Seldaliza in ancient Aramaic or Iranian or Persian means black bile. That's a form of diseased kidneys and spleen. Alright? So something's happening with the woman's kidneys and the spleen. Something's a necessity about this black bile. But also, in Portuguese, it means love. So for the love of the black bile, let's get it. speed up a little more because I'm about to view the video. But you notice these elites are watching this scene. Check out the scene. They're in a secret location. Alright. And they're in a Greco-Roman Babylonian setting. Private party. Oh, damn. How much time is going on this too? What if I can find y'all another charger? Hold on.
I am flesh, bones, I am skin, soul, I am human,
There you go.
nothing more than human. I am sweat, flaws, I am veins, scars, I am human. Nothing more than human.
Okay, there you go. Oh no. Alright, here we go. I missed this shit. What's wrong with this thing here? We'll go back here. Let's go back. Let's go back. Now there she go in her cloak. Alright, she's coming down the steps in her cloak. But she's not pregnant. Okay, you go to cloak scene now. She leaves the field after she didn't get pregnant. Because she's in the house. The last video started out in the house by herself. She's pregnant. Now she bites the thing, they try to kill the baby. They bring her back to life. Now she's undead. With this undead baby. Remember, she took the cyanide. So she didn't die. The baby didn't die. So now they're part of the undead. Alright? It's the undead. It's part of the ritual. Now here comes the dance. After that. And so we'll find the dance. Alright? We'll hit that part with the dance. Now you notice. She has her sharp fingernails like every other woman. I mean female. She has her they're all shaved like what? Bitch fingernails, or dog fingernails, or raptor's fingernails, lizard fingernails, some type of animal, beast. So now she's a beast. She had the baby. She got her beast mode. Boom. And she come to show that she delivered the baby. And this is her dance. They watching. Watching. She got her Queen Bee outfit on because Beyonce had that same bra on. Alright. Let's get past this real quick. Stop. Right there. You see her legs? You see her legs? Let me see if I can get this in there. These legs are the legs of a bison or a bull, a male bull or female bull calf, meaning fertilization. She had the baby already. Fertilization, the connection to transgender or the transunion or the transgenetics has already taken place. Transgenetics. Alright? Technically, in ancient Greece, this is called a chimera, who is half man and half beast, or half woman and half beast. Alright? We got that. I wanted to show you this mark. That mark right here. There it go. The story of Eve coming from the rib of a man right here, alright, is a big giveaway on how they're going to create their new species of male and female. But they have to get rid of the man and the woman in order to do that. Why? Because the man and the woman is the perfected creation of God. And only way you can show God that he's weak and that his creation is weak like he is what? To destroy the perfect man and the perfect woman. And this cross, this damnation, this abomination is on her what? Left rib. Why? Because this is where the kidneys and the pancreas is at, on the left side of your body, where all your organs is at. And so part of her organs was taken out or added as a symbolization of the new male-female Adam. Alright? And here's the dance. That's that. So I don't want to get pulled off a tag. So I'm going to have to switch that up. Sorry about that tag is coming off. Alright? I'm shooting it down right now. Alright. Come on, tag. Come on. Get this off of here, man. Alright. Minimize. Boom. Now, let me see if I can find the movie. Alright, we're going to get out of this. We go to find my, what do you call it? Stop. Stop. Right there. If that ain't a hint for you niggas' ass, right there. That was brand new. Shaw Moran. And I ain't never seen this before. What was the purpose of her using this black male with gray eyes like they used Janet? Let's go. What's that about? Missed it. What the fuck just happened? Oh, this is getting crazy, man. Anyway. You know what? I'm not gonna waste my time on that. But it chimed in. Y'all seen this black man get sucked into a water, a new birth. Alright, he gets sucked into a new birth. Matter of fact, I gotta check that out. That got my interest right now. That sparked my interest, if anything has not. Alright, come on, man. Come on. What's the hold up? Alright, look at him. You see him. He's in a daze. He's in a frozen state. You see that? He's in a frozen state. Now, look at that frozen state of this man who is transforming into being a male. And all his life force and energy is being sucked out of him. Alright? Let's minimize this. Now, Let me get out of that. Her album is called Ison. Alright, let's get this. You know what? Let me just get out of that altogether. Alright. Let's go in and see what icing is. So we get a definition of that. No. Because icing definition of ISON. Definition of icing. My glasses. Damn. I can't find my glasses. Here we go. Forming equivalent Asian, comparison more. Icing is a suffix. Alright. Ice is definition meaning. You describe a situation in which a person trying to make something happen to someone else, such as being tricked or embarrassed, ends up having it happen to himself or. In the music of the Greek church, the sign of the keynote, a suffix is really sun with an element I belonging to the stem and sounds coming from Latin. Okay? The English lexicon of icing. This is the name of her album. Icing. Equivalent to a comparison. Latin icing. Let me see. Anything else with it? No. Okay, we'll back it up then. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. What happened? What happened? For some reason, it's not letting me. We'll do that. All right. So, her record is called Icing, as in my son, Mason. Okay, history is on someone's side, idiom. Idiom. I'm looking for icing, not idiom, man. Okay. It used to say that it is a good thing for someone that the fact that something happened in the past means it will likely happen again. So, they tried the Babylon, and so Ison, or my son, or Masons, are trying it again. Used to say the situation has changed to the opposite of what it was before. Well, no, that's not the icing thing. What the hell? What happened to the? Okay, that ain't cool. That fucked me up for a minute. All right. What is the icing experiences? Let's see what that is. icing experience is the largest customer experience delivery partner. Sub-Saharan African accounting to estimated. Boom, icing stand for free dictionary. No, we're not looking for that. Any images of icing. Now, this is why I wanted to bring icing up. A comet. Pictures of icing. What? Okay. Here's where he's at. Let's find him in the stars. Where's icing? Let's see if they got him here. Serpent's Cup, Virgo, Moon, Covis, Butes, Karma, Bernices, Comet Icing at Perihelion, and Scorpio's Satan's Head, just before dawn on the first day of Chanukah, November 28th, 2013. Alright? The Comet Icing and Scorpion's Satan's Head. Okay? Scorpio, and you zodiac freaks. So now let's get to that now. So now that we know that Comet Ison or Nancy Ison, let me see. What's Nancy Ison? Okay, this is Ison, the Ison family. More recent comet. Alright. So we know this is a Babylonian ritual for the Ison comet. Now how can we do that? Can we get an ancient search for Ison? I forgot I had that. At the word of Ison is bison. And it wasn't ironic that she had hoofs as her half body representing the fertility, the bull fertility gods. Ion's approach to Earth, ancient technologies destroyed. The comet Ison, death of a king and war, Gnostics. In ancient history, the sign of a comet was an evil omen and a sign of death. It was often meant the death of a king or pope, such as 858 AD, when there was an whatever that is. Alright, so there is, a matter of fact, we'll go with this. The common Ison, ancient Saturn, Saturn, and Ark. Ison, Satan. Alright? So, ancient Ison icon, church stock. Ancient icon of Christ. Icon. Where's Ison? Ison. What I'm saying, Ison. But the ancient Ison, for some reason, has Saturn or Satan because they're all Christian-based pictures. Alright? It's all Christian-based. And we have the place warning about the comet in Egypt. So even in Egypt, they knew the Ison comet. The comet, Antiquity Halley's comet, Ison. Let's see what Halley had to say about this comet. And so, even in their history of this comet called Ison, or Mason, all right, how we know about this? Another comet, Orcus, god of the underworld. Anubis, god of the underworld. Jesus, the bright morning star, right? God of the underworld. Orcus, the god of the underworld, punisher of broken oaths, which was Roman mythology. Remember, Roman mythology. Jesus is a Roman mythology. Orcus, the Roman god. Okay. So if Jesus is a Roman god, then so is Orcus. Alright? And Orcus is the god of the underworld, and he watches those who are undead, or you've been resurrected, or through necromancy. We got a video on that already, so you got to do that yourself. Alright? So now we have to find the comet, Orcus planet. Orcus the planet. Another cosmology connection. Orcus is a look, remember we said transgender, genetics, transmutation. Orcus, what did he do? He transmute man into death, meaning female. You translate woman to death, meaning male. So the woman can be a man or a male or a female, and the male can be a male or a female. Because this is their transhumanism. Remember, the black Bow said she was. What happened here? How did that happen? Ah. What just happened here, man? That's fucked up. Hold up, they gotta fix this. Somebody knocked this shit off. Alright, here we go. Y'all still here? Y'all still there? I gotta get these folks back on. I don't know what the fuck just happened. But for Instagram, you see that. What was the odds of Ison being a comet? Alright. Let me get this record up here. Let me get her song up here. And I want to show you this album cover at that too. Show you this album cover. History. Here we go. See that word? Ison. A comet. The demon Ison is coming down to earth as a little man ready to be born in the womb of the female. And he is a dual gender. He is a transgender. He is a transgenetic. This Christ, demon, the savior of the male and female species. Alright? Her name is Sev Deliza. Alright? Her album is called ISON. Ison. Alright? I'm gonna have to. I'm just wondering if I can shoot this to one of y'all guys. I'm gonna try to shoot it to you on Twitter. See if they'll let me. Facebook. They let me shoot it on Facebook? Let's see. Shit. I'm gonna have to leave you sideways, kinfolk. That thing keep falling over. Alright, there you go. I don't know how that happened there. Let's get back to that. So we see. I can't do that to you. I can't do that to you. I can't do that to you. There we go. Shit. Okay. Let's see. That ain't gonna work either. Try to get you in the best way I can. Alright. But I almost like I forgot my presentation. Damn. Okay. Let's get this in here. Alright, so now alright, here we go. Alright, now we have we have the icing. We fucking up right now. Shit. You notice I'm having a lot of problems right now that I'm still really getting to the meat. God damn, my face is dried out and shit. Now that I'm getting to the meat potatoes of this thing, you see that fucking up. So I'm just try to see if we can get through this, man, without shit falling all over the place again. Maybe because I ain't drinking enough water. Alright, where's the ice in it? There it goes sticking again. Alright, so now we're back on icing. Alright. So now it's a comet. Alright. She has this record called Icing about this satanic comet. We have the planet Orcus. Alright, including results. A dwarf planet. And Orcus is a trans Neptunian, Plutonian, what? Dwarf. Alright. So, what is a homunculus? He is a dwarf man. And he comes from where? The Kuiper Belt, with a large moon vaneth, with Neptune, with the pitchfork, devil with the pitchfork, Neptune. Alright. So we have a trans Neptunian Pluto dwarf planet, what we call a little man, because he's a dwarf, right? Who's being who's being brought to Earth, his frequency brought to Earth through a satanic ritual. And Ison, the eye of Ra, or the eye of Horus, or whatever, or the eye of the Masons, or the eye of American dollar, whatever who's running this world, Ison, the son of the eye, is coming to the planet under this auspice of Orcus, a dwarf, a little man, or a little planet. Alright? And so here we get this right here. Roman god Mars children. The children of Mars in Roman mythology, the children of Mars include Phobos, god of fear. Deimos, god of terror, Harmonie, goddess of harmony, and Dracon of Thebes. Alright? And who is Mars in Roman mythology? Or in Roman gods? Or in their history and their culture? In ancient Rome religion, Mars was the god of war. Who's at war with God? The Babylonians. And the Babylonians were earthlings of different color people, aka the black melanated man and the black melanated woman. I want to use the bathroom. Don't think about that. I'll hold that thought while I get something to drink. But nonetheless, let me read that out for Mars. So, in ancient Roman religion, Mars was the god of war and also an agricultural guardian. So that's why the black man or the white or black man or the black woman cannot do what? Do agriculture to feed themselves. Because if you feed yourself, that make war a little harder for Rome. Guardian combination characteristics of early Rome. He was the son of Jupiter, Juno. He was the most prominent of the military gods. See, military. In the religion of the Roman army. The most of his festivals were held in March, which is this month. Okay? Now the death is going to be happening now. The month named for him, Mars, is March. In October, which began the season for military campaigning and ended in the season for farming. So now we understand Mars, Rome, and Jesus and the Christian warriors. Alright, so we made that connection. Let's go to the bee goddess. The bee goddess. Let's go to her. Let's see what's up with the bee goddess or Beyonce. Here's your Beyonce. Let's check the thing real quick. One hour, we ain't do it yet. Some comments? Let's see, we got some coming up. Slide that over. I don't fuck with that. Let's get back to this. I didn't know the hour 19 minutes was gone already. The bee goddess. Just look at the people who worship Beyonce. Bee god, bee mythology. Let's see what that is. Let's find Beyonce. This is what Beyonce represent. And the grand. Now, here is the bee goddess. At the temple of Theola. Y'all hate God. That's the fault. Proof that the so-called black man, happy hearts, proof that the so-called black man and black woman hate God. Damn. Oh my gosh. This is getting ridiculous. Can't keep shit plugged in without it's fucking up. This up again, man. I'm gonna try that right there one more effing time. Let's go sit this here until folks probably get on or something. Try that one more time. Alright. Let's try to get this over again. We had an hour. Alright, so now get that back there. Get this back here. Alright, cool. Y'all still here? Damn, I forgot about this. Hope y'all still here. Oh, folk, Twitter folk. My wires, I guess my shit, this is too short right now. But anyway, so now, this is the bee goddess of ancient Greece. Alright, and this is the manifestation of the first black bee goddess. See, all these things were black people first. Honey bee goddess. Let's see. What's that? So all this is what Beyonce represents, where they say Queen Bee. Alright. Let's go. Let's find some history. Melona was an ancient Roman goddess said by St. Augustine to promote the supply of honey. Latin male Melis, as Pomona did for apples and Bobona for cattle. Arnobius described her as a goddess important and powerful goddess regarding taking care of the protecting the sweetness of honey. I know it as Pomona did for apples. Something about who is the goddess of honey in the Bible? Let's see. don't say. Astarte. So, in reality, Jehovah or Jehovah, so he made himself God, he made him a God by using his name Jehovah. Right? So that right there is abomination to the black man. From the black man and from the black woman. That popular pop culture is okay with Jigga, Jehovah, using the name of their God. Then you're okay with his wife, Queen Bee, Astarte, and this way the fertility and sexuality of the profane mother goddess. See, the sexuality of the profane is not Sasha Fierce profane. Yeah, we said it on Twitter. Tell Jigga, Beyonce. We're not talking about them, we're talking about the sin that they in. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the sin that they in. We're talking about their sin. We're talking about their rituals. We're talking about the test tube babies. We're talking about the pedophilia. We're talking about the trans genetics. All right, the transgender, the trans Neptune. So even in the heavens, Pluto or Neptune is being transgendered or translated. Or not translated, but trans into something. But what we do know is that Astarte formed the core symbolism of the biblical image of milk and honey. So even in the Bible, honey, Beyonce, Jehovah or Jehovah, and Yeezy is right in the Bible right now as we speak. Spiritual meaning of honey. Let's see what that's about. That honey is the light is evident from other passages in the word, as in Hosea. Celestial honey. Denote spiritual good butter and honey. Okay. So what I'm reading is, he make him suck honey out of a rock. That's a metaphor. To suck honey out of a rock that knows the light from truths of memory knowledge. I fed them with fat of wheat and with honey out of the rock. I set them. Psalms 81:16. I sate with honey of a rock that knows to feel the life from the truths of faith. Jehovah brings me unto, or see that Jehovah, ain't that what Jehovah got with his honey woman? So in Deuteronomy it says JD or Jehovah, right, who sucked honey from a rock nation for Queen Bee. We have that here. I wonder if I can do this. We're going to keep this here. This is a powerful statement here. I wonder if I can send this somewhere. Try to copy that. Now it says this. The judgments of Yah, but they're using Jehovah. But since Jehovah and Hova for Jay-Z, who's from modern Babylon, New York, or Babylon. Hova. Listen to the language, family. Twitter. Anybody. Listen to the language between the demons changing our brothers and sisters from men and women to some type of species or male, and having these little man-childs out the womb, i.e. one 6-month-old baby running, 4-month-old baby know how to work cell phones, and designer babies and test tube babies like Janet Jackson and a lot of you other cloned meat people. Jehovah or Hova denote truth divine, sweeter than honey, Beyonce, and the droppings of the honeycomb, her body parts. Denotes delights from good and pleasantness from truth. Again, sweet are thy words to my palate, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Psalms. But if you read it again, it says you cannot get honey from a rock unless it's coming from God. But this honey from a bee or from Beyonce is poisonous. It's poisonous. So we made the connection with Oculus. We can delete that. We did Roman god Mars and his children. We can delete that. Who is the goddess of the honey in the Bible? Modern day Beyonce, because Kanye West is rewriting the Bible according to Hova, Jigga, Beyonce, the Queen Bee, who's worshiping, what you call it, Babylon. So we have the ancient bison, or Ison, we got that. I showed you that. Ancient Ison Church, we did that. We don't want to talk about Nancy no more. We're cool on that. We want to talk about this cover. Now, you see the connection between the black woman, Janet, with the pale skin, no melon, hold on her breasts, hold on her sexuality, hold on to her honey, hold on to her spirit and soul, to get in the front of the eye, that one-eye camera, or that one-eyed devil, or that Dajjal that's talked about in Islam, that kicked her ass out of what? Dhabi, or what the Dajjal lives at. Alright, so we made that connection. And you can see the sexual connotation in her shit. She's starting to reveal her clothes more often. Lady Gaga captive. You know, this is a ritual. Let's check out some more rituals. This is the black woman. Exploited. And then got sued for it. She got sued for it by the guy that took the pictures. And here go another picture. Here go another picture with her holding her breast over her hand now, which is that same titty that got her in trouble at the Super Bowl. So it's something about this titty ritual, this breeding ritual, or this milk ritual, or this honey suckling ritual. Janet Jackson never worn so little. Why did she wear so little? Because that was part of the ritual. Alright, that's part of the ritual. Let's get out of that. We're gonna get out of that. What we got here? Oh, we still rolling? Okay, we still rolling with Rush. I want to get this picture back up. This one right here. Y'all can easily see the pattern here. It needs shit. How is that happen? Needs no introduction. His hand. His hand. And his hand. And all three, 2, 3, were popping pills. I.e., we live in this age where it's okay to pop pills. Blood ritual. So now, we're going to get into this thing called trepanation. Let's find out the purpose of trepanation. This is the other part of ritual, that's the blood sacrifice. Alright, here's the blood sacrifice. Trepanine. Trepin. Trepan. Now, trepanning, check this out. Trepanning, also known as trepanation. Trepanation, trephaning, or making a burr whole. The verb trepan derives from Old French, from medieval Latin, trepanum, from Greek trepanon, literally means bore, auger. Is a surgical intervention, i.e. hypocrite or doctor, right? Hypocritical oath. So this thing is hypocritical in nature, in which a hole is drilled or scraped into the human skull. Alright? So they have to change your way of thought. They have to do something. The international perforation of the cranium exposes the door matter to treat the health problems related to intratracheal diseases or release pressure, blood buildup from an injury. It may also refer to any burr hole created through the other body surface, including nail beds. A trephine is an instrument used for cutting out a round piece of skull bone to relieve pressure beneath a surface. How do I give a whole race of people one big trephination? Rest of the drink. I'm exercising my Fair Use Act. I am not monitoring any of this information. We're sharing this information. So we download this to YouTube. We don't want to hear any copyright infringements. I repeat, we are not monitoring this. We do not have the rights to monetize or anything of that nature. Or cause is being used for public information and entertainment only. We reserve the right to be uninterrupted. Hold on.
Fair use.
See how I'm trying to use it. My man had somewhere where he just tapped the button. It was just like fair use. Try to get that in there real quick. Nope. Alright. I get that. So trepanine to bore holes in your head. Alright. Okay. This is the reason why they use this thing called trepanine. Nobody wants to be honest with it, so we're going to expose it. It reads it very clearly. Some people advocate voluntary trepanine to stimulate brain activity. Now you saw in her video, Sullivan's video, that the machine was on her brain. Alright? And so, in order for woman and man to be transformed into a beast culture or to a beast race, they need to be trepanine. See if I can find this picture. Here it go. Boom. Something is happening with my computer right now. Something doesn't want me to finish this. Here we go. Alright. Put that down here. And let's do what this trepanine does. slide this over here. Put him up there. This is a form of trepanine, modifying mankind. What does it say? Relieve the process fairly alters the movement of the blood through the brain. Moving blood through the brain. Hold up, let's back this up. Ison, comet. Ison, Satan. Who's Ison rolling with in the cosmos? Venus, Mars, Orcus, the Canis star, Pluto, Neptune, they all have a frequency other than the moon. Let's get out of that. Now let's get back to this guy, right? Let's get back to the black man being frozen in time. We need that footage. Ah, right there, right on time. You see him, right? His eyes is big. His eyes is big. And he's frozen in time. Where's my book at? I'm going to read something out this book. It's called The Fabric of This World by Lee Hardy. Alright. Work, divine, prerogative, or the burden of the beast. Read an excerpt. All living things have a soul, which is just the vital principle which enables them to perform certain functions. Plants are animated by a vegetative soul, animals by an appetitive soul, and humans by a rational soul. The rational soul, being only the form of the body, is dependent upon the body for its proper operations. Homologous. Alright? Now this other part. This is from Plato though. Drawing inspiration from the teachings of the mystery religions. This Sabdalesia is an ancient mystery religion called the Black Bow. And it says, teaching of the mystery religions of the day, Plato held that before physical birth, the soul inhabiting an invisible realm which is enjoyed the obstructed vision of the essence of forms of all things. Alright? What he called the ideas. Alright, here's another one I want to show you. This is a heavy book. 140. Now check this out. Shaping of human work. The shaping. Task specializations. Individuals with organizations must have highly focused and narrowly specified tasks. As a result, individual productivity will increase because the work of the individual will be highly specialized. It must be also organized, supervised, direct, and controlled. Here's the book. The Fabric of This World by Lee Hardy. And it says this. Must be organized, right? And controlled. Hence the chain of command. So when we come up with these rituals and these spiritualists, he's following the chain of command because his eyes is all starry-eyed. He's not in his right mind no more. He's a male. He's a species. He's not a man. He's not connected to himself or God or the universe. He's in limbo. So what's happens? Hence, the chain of command, authority decision making within an organization must proceed from the top to the bottom in hierarchical fashion. Furthermore, each organizational unit must have a unity of function, a singular purpose defined from the top down, formulated and administered by the supervisor of that unit, not the unit itself. Because of the chain of command, employees will be rendered passive, dependent, and subordinate. The chain of command plus the unity of direction will deprive them of almost all self-control. So now, well, the fabric of this world, right, is to make sure the black man and the black woman has no self-control. One, by making sure that they call themselves black. So let's watch them go down to the watery abyss. Now you let that see that. Let me put this, let me minimize this real quick. You see the machine draining her what? Thoughts, draining her womanhood, draining her knowledge of God, knowledge of self, knowledge of man, knowledge of all things, down to what? A modified mankind, our weekly. I can't find what year they made that, but here it goes. Movement of the blood, the brain, and improve the brain functions. If you're against God, and she has one of these on her head, you're taking away her brain function and improving their own brain functions. And so this is the epitome of trapping. I'm gonna have to get this piece too. Control S. Let's get that too. So folks don't think I'm weird. All right. Now, trapping. Here we go. All right, so we got that part. Oh, runes. I forgot to bring up Isa. All right, now, we showed you dude frozen in time. Alright, we showed you the guy who's frozen in time. I know what's happening here. I'm touching on something that's taboo. So y'all can bear with me. That's really on something that's taboo. Okay. Isa. Alright. Alright, now, what we're going to do with this, minimize. Isa, right here. Isa, right here. Alright. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, we good. Let's do a comparison here. As if we was price matching. Let's compare some prices here. At what cause, at the cause of our souls. Let's get some pricing here. Alright. Who is the Dajjal in the name of this ice god? Jesus. Alright, we're going to compare some things here. Now, let's see what Isa means in ancient times. Alright. What does Isa rune means? Tiredness, renunciation, and withdrawal. Like the previous runes related to the death and pain, Isa is associated with emptiness. Listen to this. Isa is associated with emptiness. Have you been waiting for Isa? How long y'all been waiting for Isa to come to Earth? AKA, according to the Quran, Jesus. There? Magical. Isa in runes, Isa, Jesus in Al Quran, in Islam, Isa is older than Jesus. In Rome. So the two oldest languages, older than Rome, would use Isa instead of Jesus. Okay. Damn, that payday good, motherfucker, man. I'm sorry. Let's get it. Isa. Look at this Quran over here. Right? According to the Quran, that old time religion that is perfect and written by God, written by Muhammad through the Prophet Jibril. Is that true? I don't think so. It's like this. In the Quran, Isa is described as the Messiah. In the Bible, Jesus is known as the what? The Messiah. But what does he do? He does nothing but go around and talk and practice magic. And says, if you eat my body like bread and drink my blood like wine. Now, the ancient term, along with El Quran, is that he's associated with emptiness. So there you go, black man and black woman, with your empty God. Silence. You don't get shit done. The black man's voice, black woman's voice is not heard. Mourning. You stay dead. Stay calling on Jesus in your morning time. That state of consciousness, or that state of concentration camps that accompanies and surrounds death. Isa / Jesus in rooms and in Islam and in Christianity, according to God, means death. It gets no factual than that when you can prove that Jesus really means death. Is there more who's there? Got any questions? Call us at 412-724-0234. Got any comments? Let us know. Hit us up. We're more than glad to answer any comments. More than glad to answer any questions y'all may have. Have any questions? Be more than glad to answer them. But it seems like nobody has questions, nobody asking anything. That's okay. I ain't got to. But what you will do is listen to a little bit of this and draw your concern, and you will be hooked in it. That's the fact. And since we got your attention that Jesus is a God of death, like Mars, like Venus, like Orcus, resurrected. Everything about your religion is boiling down to transgenderism of the man and woman. Because Orcus' job is to destroy every living thing and turn it into a undead thing. That is Orcus' mission. And if you're dead in Christ, or if you're dead in Isa, because he says he surrounds death, whose pains, tyranny is not excruciating, but becomes sadness, melancholy, and a loss of sense. This is not the black man or the black woman a loss of sense. Yes, because of Esau. Is they not frozen? But that's why I want to show you that frozen thing. Let's see what's that. Throughout of death can evoke fear, bewilderment, helplessness. Esau helps us to grasp the importance of the present moment, or what is here and now, and invites us to divert attention from what is no longer there, i.e., God answering your prayers for being, what do you call it? Disobedient. You cannot live in mourning for your whole life. Esau used to cry all the tears you have, overcome the pain, and come back to life again. So, even in these rooms, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know how they get this shit out of here. Okay? Esau helps us to accept inevitable separations. Because that's why Jesus said what? I come to separate the family. I come to separate the household. I ain't gonna weed. I come to separate the household. So Esau, what's up, folks? Are just coming in. What's up, Sandra? What's up, Say? I had to put y'all on the sideways because I got Instagram on my one phone on the brace, and because this needs to be charged up, this phone y'all on, I got y'all on this. But right now, and I don't know how the other one just got stopped. But what you're chiming in now on this version, on Esau in the Quran, and Esau in runes. And Esau in the Quran, right? Let's go to the Quran. Esau is described as the Messiah, al-Misr, born of a virgin, performing miracles accompanied by disciples, rejected by the Jews, established and being raised to heaven. Alright? Quran says Jesus wasn't crucified nor died on the cross, but was miraculously saved by God. Okay? So, the Christians and the Islamists are on the same page. One is celebrating life after death, and one is celebrating being saved by its God. Okay? But in runes, okay, gives a best description because the eldest between Christianity and Quran would be the runes religion. Alright? And in runes it says that Esau runes tiredness means tiredness, right? Your renunciation and a withdrawal of what you've always been through. Jesus said what? Follow me. In runes, he's saying the same thing. When you're tired, renunciation, withdrawal. Alright? It says, it is associated with emptiness. That's the black community, empty with no God, no nothing, except for this other shit. Silence, mourning, that state of consciousness. That's what I said. Concentration camp is the black mind, and African American culture is a death camp that accompanies and surrounds death. So you're not with God because you're surrounded by what? Death. It surrounds death. Whose pain of tearing is not excruciating. Whose pain of tearing, not tearing like you cry, but tearing your flesh apart, is not excruciating but becomes sadness, melancholy, and loss of sense. That is the black man and the black woman. With Esau of runes and Esau, this Messiah of Islam and Christianity and runes, who's accompanied by some people called disciples, which we already know the disciples could equate to anything. Alright? And then they have two S's for Isa. But in most Qurans has one. Nice try, Sultan. So, Isa and Islam, what's that about? So here we go. Isa, peace be upon him. Isa, emptiness, peace be upon emptiness. Isa, peace be upon him. Isa, peace be upon your what? Your mourning? Peace be upon the state of your consciousness that accompanies and surrounds death. See, these are spells. These gospels are casting death spells on you guys. God damn. Whew. They're casting death spells on you. Alright? They're casting death spells. And then it says this. One of the most influential figures in Islam. The Quran refers to Isa as the messenger of Allah. I guess he would be the messenger of Allah if he's what? Melancholy, loss of sense, sadness, excruciating pain, accompanies and surrounds death, a state of unconsciousness, mourning, silence, emptiness, renunciation, and tired. You still want Jesus? You still want Isa of Islam? So now you have to ask yourself, how pure is Islam? How pure is Christianity compared to runes, magic spells? Because if you use Isa and runes, you're saying the same Isa in Quran and the same Isa in Christianity. So if you go in your closet right now and get a runes book and conjure up a spell or magic spell, that proved that Jesus was a magician. That proved that Bar Jesus, Simon, his son was a magician because he thought that he was God. And because Jesus, Isa, and Bar Jesus or Bar Isa were both what? Magicians from runes, or there was magicians from Babylon, aka Islam. Because Islam is a Babylonian creation, believe it or not. And that's why they have the crescent moon for fertility and the star for the rock that fell out the sky that's walking around the Kaaba. And the father would be the son that's going to come down into Islam, birth a star called the Mahdi, i.e. another version of their Christ. So we have all these Mahdis or Christs coming through these religions. And they're all collectively banding together to destroy the man and the woman of the planet. Not the black man or the white woman of the planet, but the man and the woman of the planet. And you only become black woman or white man of the planet when you are dejected, when you're in tiredness and you're in renunciation, and when you have withdrawn from God. That now related to death and pain. We know that for sure. Only when we are not with Most High, that what? We're left with death, pain, and everything that's associated with emptiness, silence, mourning, and a fucked up consciousness. But since we got Isa runes and his magical shit, and if you don't believe me, here it go. Let me show you to you. I'll put that up there. Everybody want to get in? Boom, here you go. What Isa means in runes. And then we have it over here in Islam. So, the fulfillment of his word, and spirit. But this is the same guy with magic. With fulfilling of his word. Hold on. and magic. So do not resign themselves to the laws and continue to live as if they were dead. They are dull. They have renounced rebirth. And they live a, hold on, shit. Okay, here we go. No, tell you what they did. Some do not resign themselves to the laws and continue to live as they were dead. They are dull. They have renounced rebirth, and they live a slow agony made up of regrets, complaints, and feelings of guilt. What's the next verse? Isa is ice, winter, the apparent end of everything, and block. Jesus is ice. Jesus is winter. Jesus, the apparent head, end of everything, and stumbling block. But under the ice of winter, life pulsates, seeds sprout, and spring is preparing. Get ready to cover the earth with grain, starting a new cycle. So that's not Jesus starting a new cycle. Jesus is what? The end, the stumbling block. And how long he has to wait before he rises again? 3 more seasons. Or a third, what? A third must die before Jesus must rise again. And that's what? The winter. The wise God. It says this. Get ready, earth, alright? So now it says, Isa teaches us that death, see? Jesus teaches death. Jesus teaches us that death basically does not exist. It is rather a part of life. It is a fundamental, essential aspect and transitory state that characterizes being. Everything that exists in nature has a beginning and an end. See the Alpha and the Omega. But also a new rebirth, often in another form. Ice is like a vow that covers the earth. It is very bright, dazzling, but also deceptive. It is the vow of Maya, the vow of illusion that does not let you see what it really is. Isas help us recognize this illusion, which makes this appear different from how they are. But Isa herself is sometimes an illusion, like ice, that is destined to melt under the rays of the sun. So our consciousness through illumination can reveal a hidden reality. Isa, associated with the Norse goddess Hel, mistress of the kingdom of Helium, based in the first world, Nephilim, the land of fog and frost, ice and darkness. It is also connected to the Verdandi norm, who holds the present, while the glyph that represents it is a line that connects heaven and earth, the higher layers of consciousness with the lower ones. That gives a new definition of who Jesus is. Because Isa does the same thing. In the Quran, Isa is one of the most influential figures in Islam. Quran refers to Isa as the messenger of Allah. Sure, if Isa is an ice god, if he's an ice winter and the apparent end of everything and a stumbling block to humanity, yeah, because if you follow Jesus, then God has put a stumbling block before you. God has put a stumbling block before you. So now we understand when you call on the name of Jesus and Isa, you fucked. We're just gonna keep it one funky for you. Alright, we ain't gotta go through all the rest of that stuff. So we got Isa, Jesus. Alright, we got Isa, Jesus. Get that up out of there. We put Islam and Christianity together with them. We get that. So let's put this back together. And this back together. No, not this. No, we don't need that. We got enough of that. Where's the other picture at? Shit. I don't need it. 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 I don't think I need it. don't think I need it. Alright, where's that picture at? No. Where is that picture? Nope, I didn't need it either. Okay, but this might be it over here. This might be it over here. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. I guess I can get out of this here. Alright. Alright, so in this photo here, that's messed up. I can't enlarge it. Oh, here we go. Let's get this. So now, Isa, Jesus, and this modifying of my fault. Damn. Isa, Jesus, and the modifying of the black woman and the black man. In other words, the man of color and the woman of color has been biogenetically downgraded over the hundreds of years down to a black man or a black woman. And now they're modifying the black man and the black woman to a species called male and female. And here it is right here. Let me flip this around for you. You see the head? Right there. Modifying humankind. Mankind. That's the black woman, right? That's your goddess, right? That's your queen. If that's your goddess and your queen, then the black man is not God or king because you can't protect her. So stop saying that fuck shit because that's something that you ain't and ain't never been. The fact is the black man and black woman is the first living, breathing organism that decided they wanted to war against God. Facts. Facts. Now on this other half, right here, I'm going to read that to you. This is called trepanine. Like Japanese, trepanine. And what trepanine is, I'll read it to you. Some people advocate following, let me see. Trepanine is still carried out today in the parts of Africa. Cut your head off. South America, Brazil. Okay. It's also used in Western medicine. The term craniotomy is usually used instead of trepanine to treat cases of head injury. So if they always beating you in your head with what? Religion, beating your head with rituals, beating your head with this worldly thirst, and not the thirst for truth. Yeah, being beaten in the head with it. Some people advocate voluntary trepanine to stimulate brain activity. Volunteer trepanine to stimulate brain activity. Volunteer means slavery by consent. Yes, look that up. There's a such thing as slavery by consent, and that's what this is about, slavery by consent. The ITAG, or International Transplantation Advocacy Group, believes that the process favorably alters the movement of blood through the brain functions. No, say no. It improves the brain functions. According to ITAG, it enhanced blood flow after tryptophan resembles the blood flow characteristics of youth, and some people who have undergone tryptophan claim that the process leaves them feeling like a child, full of energy and full of stress. Full of energy and full of stress. So, basically, what they're doing is, me, I couldn't get that done because I got a vein that shoots straight down here. So I'm assed out. I wouldn't even try to do that anyway. That's why I praise the Most High for that. But if you don't have a vein that goes straight down the center of your thing, something's wrong with you. Now, trepanine or trepanation is, because it's a movie, the philosophy behind trepanine, the real philosophy behind it, is you notice they want it feeling like a child and stress-free. Well, from further research, when you're a newborn baby, your skull is soft and it's not fully developed. So as the brain is customizing to its surrounding, its natural environments, and its mom's voice, there's a natural seal, boom, and then the bone goes over it. The blood does it for natural sources. Boom, program. God got it the way it's supposed to. But now, I'm trying to hold this goddamn phone. Hold on. I had to explain this to y'all because some of y'all got here because I messed the phone up. Got kind of messed up. Shit. I'm gonna lay y'all sideways, man. Fuck that. My ass hurt too. I don't know why my ass hurt. Probably because I ain't got none. So now trepanine is this ritual that is letting out the fluids, and now if you do this, you're able to see people for what they really are. You're supposed to get this psyche of power that you had when you was a child. Because now that shows us that you've been getting children's spinal fluids, children's organs, children's hearts. Because we got transgenderism, transgenetic, crimea, meaning half animal and half human. And that's in your African studies, that is in your Egyptian studies, that is in your Babylonian studies, in your Christian studies. They are all against God. Everything you know and believe is against the Most High. Everything you know and believe. Everything. And for the fact that you don't want to search for the Most High's truth makes you even more guilty. That was nasty. Man, that was nasty. So you get to the trepanine. According to ITAG, blood flow after trepanine resembles the blood flow characteristics, stress-free child. However, finding a surgery performed of alternate trepanine is no mean feat. The benefits of certain people or report improvements, mental functions, and well-being may simply be experiencing placebo effects, and the risks include blood clots, stroke, meningitis, epilepsy, and bone fragments becoming embedded in the brain during the surgery. The idea of voluntary trepanine is referred to by various doctors as quackery, pseudoscience, nonsense, and so much ruder words. Now check this out, how far they even went with this. This guy, Peter Hoverson, alright? Oh well. He did it to himself, and he says he's a greater energy and drive and focus. Now, if you are not a man, original man of God, or original woman of God, there will be no necessity to drill a hole in your fucking forehead. That sounds like Little Yachty when he put that pink diamond right here. Did he drill a hole in his forehead? I didn't tell you that. So that would be the next investigation. If Lil Yachty, when he had that pink diamond infused in his skin, he used that for intelligence. And I believe he had got that trepidation. Because it says in 1972, a jeweler from Pennsylvania named Peter Hoverson decided to attempt trepanning himself. He attached an electric power drill to his bathroom ceiling and proceeded to drill through his skull. Fortunately, he survived and believed that his experience has given him greater energy, drive, and focus. Assuming that your interest in this article is purely academic, do not try this at home. We saying, look, don't do that. What's up, DD? That's Tiffany right here. If you don't know what that is, this is the modern tool for trepanation. Meaning to alter your blood flow, to alter your thought patterns, to alter your mental connection to earth and to self and to God and to man. So I push up a little closer. See that? A picture paint 1,000 words. Then nobody that see this should be stupid. Not one of you. When you add the word trepanning to it. Nobody should be stupid enough to keep saying that I'm black and African American when it says that the concentration, alright, and I mentioned that the black and African American is in a concentration camp, and that African America is the death camp itself. And here it go. See the death camp? Camped in your mind. You see the death problem? Trepanning. And for you newcomers, let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. Let me show you something. I think that's how that goes. Minimize that. Now where we at? Holding the head ancient. Alright, we get Peter. Alright, we're done with that. Trepanning, we're done with that. Now I'm going to try to find this video. Alright, I'm trying to find this video. Let's try to switch up back around. Here we go. I'll do it. I hope I can do it like that. Well, y'all might be in trouble. Okay. Throw something. Slide this down. Let's see if I can find this movie for y'all real quick. It's not here. Now, remember I showed you Issa, right? Watch how frozen in time this guy is. Damn! Shut up. Alright. Damn. Shit keeps slipping on my hand. Alright. You see his eyes, he's frozen. Watch the background. So stop that. We flip that to the side. This is the state they want the original man and the original woman in. His whole body energy submerged in a celestial mess. He is stuck with his hands up, vulnerable. But he got his gold chain on, he got his tattoos. But nonetheless, he is stuck or frozen in Jesus. He's stuck and frozen in ISIS. He is stuck and frozen in the Black Baal, aka Sev Daliza. In ancient Islam or ancient Arabic means black man is a Baal. That means the black woman is a... Let me get this back up here. Hold on. Minimize. Ah, there you go. Boom. There you go. It gets no obvious than this. This is the black man and the black woman who's in the death camp called African America. You too, Eldine, with the Jamaican flag. I got a piece coming up on Selassie, who is the king of Ethiopia, which is no different than Africa America, when Ethiopia belongs at the bottom or at the south part of the Nile, called Nubia. They took the people of Nubia and put them across the country in a place called Ethiopia, and they got the Brazilians and the Jamaicans, quote unquote, so called, to worship this guy as the seed of Solomon. See the frozen state and the ignorance and the death of the black people, and the black woman who's being reprogrammed and trephinized to think like an animal, to dress like an animal, to be a female bitch or a species, not knowing that a woman can never be anything but a woman. Anything but a woman. Let's get this video in here. And he's falling. He's stuck. Now what's next? Now this is called Shamaran. I'm gonna try to speed this up a little bit, see what's going on. Hold on. Oh shit, here we go. Hold on. Look at it. Frozen. Let's get this in here. Hold up. Look at it. Why? What does she have to do with this man? I'm going to tell you why. Because his skin color, his ancestors, are the originals who war against the God of life. Not the sky daddy, not this other bullshit. Before you had Egypt, before all that shit, it was you, black man, and you, black woman, who decided that you was going to be God, used everything on the earth as a symbolism of God, erected your own God, and made war on everything that the God of life made. And for that, the black man and black woman is guilty, and that's a story that has never ever been told in its true form. And when the so-called black man and black woman can realize that, internalize that, that's the only way you're going to be able to take that noose off your neck, give it back to the devil, and go to the Most High Yah, the God of life, not life and death, the God of life, and make your dua. as an individual and as one body of people. And until you're ready to do that, it's not going to happen. You haven't quote me on that. But you can quote me on that. So let's get this suspended animated nigga up in here. Let's see. Uh-oh. See? Don't need no lyrics. Hold up. Look! They're all black people. Black men. That just solidified what I just said. That just solidified what I just said. What is he struggling for? What is he grabbing on the ground for? What is that? Look, see the injuries? Let's find out what are they pulling. I'm curious now. I don't even want to see the video. I mean, holy shit, Batman. Look at that. You see the strength of the original man being played as weak black men. As weak black men. That's why you'll never find a man, because they're too busy under a spell like this. This is all a magic spell, a ritual to kill the mind and the relationship between the original man and the original woman of the planet and universe. Let's see some more. Uh-oh. What is they about to... Let me put the mute on. That's what I need to do. Let's see the all-seeing eye. I'm almost certain. What is they pulling? Oh, shit. What's that about? Hold on. What is that the black man is pulling? Huh? This is your future. They're telling you your future right here. Black man and black woman. Every video oh, let's see this bullshit. Here you go. Now this reminds me of Wizard of Oz and the Wiz, when you got this pale skin come out of nowhere in front of all the black Gentiles and the black devils. Here is your Ishtar, your queen bee. Here is your, actually your first love. There you go. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. Is she naked? Nope. But she might as well be. He's fuzzy. Let's go. That enough, that enough. But nonetheless, he's slaving for her. Every time the so-called black man or black woman get a couple dollars, what they do, they become slaves. He finally broke away. But look at all of them. Now it's time for him to run. She's gonna catch up. We gotta speed this shit up. What they doing here? Where's he gone? Back to the wilderness. Here she go. Hunting his ass down. Fuck you gone. This is my desert wasteland. See? And over the horizon. Walking into your what? Your sun god. Jesus. Ra. And you notice there's people dead going across this desert. What else? What else we got here? He goes into the new world. We got that. Oh, look what they're giving. Oh, this is fucked up. Folk. Look what they're giving. Check it out. They give him a Uzi, subliminal. Fast car, subliminal. And this was on his mind. A record. See with the man. See, and some pussy. A demon bitch at that. See the ice. Oh shit. Who's that? Is that? Oh, that's no, that's Instagram right there. I can't show you guys because what you call it put me on. I can show you that part. I can show you him. I ain't gonna be able to show you her. Cause they'll kick me off. See the record? There's a pussy. And she all lubed up. All shiny. He's grinning. I can't show you that. Look at this. Look at that. Now what are you going to do with this? Let's see. Puts his face in the purification water. Before he gazes on her face. See those little trinkets inside the glass? It was all spells. And you notice, I ain't gonna show you the other part, but I want you to see the naked part. She's in the dark, he's in this dark matter. And now, all hell break loose. He's put his face in there. I'm just gonna stop that at that. I'm gonna stop that at that. Because that just chimed in everything we was talking about. But there's something else I wanted to show y'all. If I can get out of this film here. For some reason, this is starting to stick. Yeah, something's going on here. I think when I started making this video, things started to stick. I mean, it's like we get a spiritual. What is it doing? Library. Wait, see, sir.